All right, let's see how this goes. Hopefully the mic is working good. Make sure it's plugged in all the way. Hopefully I'm not having to talk too loud or anything like that. Hopefully you can hear me, everything I'm saying. Hopefully. So just a little more about what I'm trying to do here with the podcast. So I stated last time that it was kind of a way for us to explore like what it means to be fathers, to be dads, and the main goal of it is to strive for excellence. It's something that I'm having a hard time trying to quantify, like what does that mean, what is excellence as far as being a father. I mentioned that I want to do interviews with dads that I think that may be excelling in areas that I'm not, and to help others that are struggling. I think I've already said that, but I'll say it again. Like, I feel like we as dads don't have probably the support that we need, and I kind of want to make this like a support base for fathers, dads, single dads, or dads in tough situations. Any male that has children that is trying to be a better provider, a better role model, a better just guide for their children. I want this to be kind of a support place. But I also want it to be more than that. I want it to be an asset. I had the thought as I'm going through this that I want to eventually get to the point to where I can do like charity streams or some type of charity fundraisers for not just for dads, but like other organizations that I find beneficial to our community, our society. There's a local group that does a lot of things for single mothers. Like I want to do like a live stream or a charity stream or charity fundraiser or whatever eventually for that, and I want to utilize whatever this platform is to help in that, because I think that's one way that we give back as fathers, as dads in our community, is seeing those others that are in need and providing for them as best we can. I think that's one thing I want to do. I think that will help further the cause, so to speak. Helping others helps expand your understanding of the world, helps expand your knowledge about what is actually truly needed, what is beneficial, and it also sets a good example for our kids, right? They see us do things like charity work, going out helping community, working with homeless. Heck, it may even going out and fixing code violations, things like that I've taken part of in the past, but I want to be more. I want to schedule out more. I want to be more pragmatic, and I think is the word. Be more. There's a word there. So many words floating around in this big old melon, and I can't pull out the right one. But anyways, I think that would be beneficial. I think that would be something that, as this community, hopefully, the goal is to make this a community, and as this community grows, like that'll be something we can beneficially do, give back, set examples for our children, and kind of help lead them and show them the way. I said I want to make this as much fun as possible, and I do, but there are going to be times when I choose to talk about harder subjects, things that aren't necessarily easy to make fun. things about like thinking about like failures in your life, things that you think are failures, thinking about failing, thinking about mistakes you may have made, I may have made, I should say, because I think that helps, like that self-reflection on choices we make as parents, fathers, help us grow and become better overall. I know there's definitely things I look back at as a dad and think I could have definitely done better on, and I want to do better on. Just because my kids grow up doesn't mean I'm not their dad, and doesn't mean they're not going to look to me for help and guidance. And while I don't feel I'm perfect by any means, like I said, I feel like I'm closer to average than I am closer to excellent, but like I will look back at things that I wish I'd done better. And hopefully, as my kids grow up and, hopefully have kids and hopefully come to me asking me for advice, like I can provide them that hindsight 2020 guidance and insight into life, and hopefully help them avoid some mistakes, or, they're going to make mistakes, but help them counsel them through those mistakes as they go through it, having learned my lessons, say post-mortem, so to speak. That sounds kind of morbid, but it's just a term, kind of all over the place. But this is just kind of a stream of consciousness, like a setup video, so to speak, going forward. Not necessarily what I would call a true episode, but and then like I talk about failures and struggling with like thinking about failing and making mistakes as a father. And I sit here at a time in my life where I'm faced with decisions as far as like what I'm going to be doing with my career going forward. I have options, and there's many options I could make, and some of them may be successful, and some of them may be, it may end up being a learning lesson. What do I mean? A learning experience. As long as I can keep moving forward, like I don't think they're necessarily failures. I think it's only a failure whenever you give up and you don't learn something from it. But I definitely have some things ahead of me that have me closer to the stressed side of life than the calm and collected side. But I want to make this podcast, I want to go through those with other dads. I feel like I have sectioned myself off, so to speak, up until this point, thinking like I just have to be tough, I have to push through, I have to make decisions. And while I have sought counsel and sought accountability, it's never been a consistent thing. And I think that's been one of my issues, is that inconsistency and accountability and guidance that I seek from outside has limited my growth potential as a dad. And I think going forward, like I need to change that. I need to reach out more. This is not easy. Typically speaking, I would consider myself more on the introverted side of the personality scale. My job has taught me to be more extroverted, given me the skill set to be more extroverted when I need to be. And that's something that I'm trying to bring into my personal life, having learned that skill set in the professional manner. So it's part of the reason I'm doing these videos. I don't want to call them podcast episodes just yet, but they're videos. They're me trying to launch something and get it off the ground, and trying to share ideas and get other people on board to make something that is beneficial to me and to others, help grow a community, get us outside of our boxes, because I think that's one of my big things. I keep saying ours, but one of my big things is I've stayed in a box. I feel like I definitely have stretched myself professionally, but outside of that, I personally stayed in a box. I've stayed what I would call safe. I haven't taken many risks. And while I do take some calculated risk, there's nothing like what I'm doing right now with this that really puts me out there on the wire and makes me uncomfortable as much as this does right now talking into a camera and posting it on the internet for anybody to view. So far, none outside of my family and the people that I've shared the videos with. But like the potential for this to be shared and spread is definitely out there, and I'm not the world's most person that's most comfortable in their skin, and it definitely makes me nervous to do something like this. But I think, well, I don't necessarily think I have anything that any one person should listen to. I definitely have experience, and I've learned lessons, and if any of those lessons learned and mistakes survived that I've gone through helps anybody else, then by all means I want to help. I want to do that. I want to share that. And I think eventually my goal is to get this to where I'm not the face of whatever this is, to get other people to kind of step in and take that role. But until that happens, I admit I'm what you got, and I have to step past my insecurities and my fears. But I really think a community for fatherhood, for dads, for men out there struggling with the concept of what it means to be a dad, what it means to raise and guide your children and help them be more successful, is beneficial, because I don't see many, and the ones I do don't necessarily talk about the issues that I want to talk about, like when you make a mistake in parenting, how do you recover? When you have that child that is hard to control, or that child that is exactly like you and you know it, and it drives you insane to interact with them at times, because you know that they're acting exactly like you used to act, and you see how potentially frustrating that was for your parents. I want this to be a community where people can get together and talk about those issues, to get past those issues as quickly as they can. Some of them are going to take a lifetime to work through, but like I think it's something that if we don't have a community to support us, then we're not going to be able to work past them. So I think it's something that is beneficial, and we like a community for dads trying to achieve excellence. I think it would be beneficial to us. This is not an idea that I necessarily came up with by myself. I've been influenced by some really good content creators that I listen to on a regular basis, and I want to make sure I give them credit, because they really opened my eyes to what it means to strive to be excellent fathers. And one of them is Destin, who runs Destin Sandlin. He runs Smarter Every Day, and he's also on a podcast with the other gentleman I'm going to speak about, which is No Dumb Questions. The other gentleman that co-hosts that podcast is Matt Whitman. He co-hosts No Dumb Questions, but he also has a YouTube channel called 10 Minute Bible Hour, and he also has a podcast called the 10 Minute Bible Hour Podcast. And then he also runs another podcast called Ironwood Rhino, all of which I find extremely intellectually interesting, and also have given me a lot of food for thought as far as what it means to be a dad, to be a father. And they talk a lot about like making the most of the time that they spend with their children, and they've definitely put that desire in my heart from their conversations that they just have as friends talking about it. They put that desire in my heart to really strive for that excellence as a father, as a dad. Even though my children are a little bit older, my daughter's 18 and my son's 13, like I still have that time with them until I'm no longer here, or whatever may come. But like I still have that time with them to continue to feed into them and give to them guidance, direction, help when they need it. And I just want to thank both Destin and Matt for inspiring me to reach out and try something new, try to create a community that is beneficial to fathers, to dads, and to try and create something that is long-lasting and can help others and help community. And that's my big thing, is like, if I'm the only one getting anything out of this, like, I'll probably eventually stop. But if I can make something that is beneficial for all, or all who are interested, then I will put more energy into it and keep going. By no means am I a role model as a father. I mean, not a horrible one, but I'm not as good as I could be, and I want to get there. So, like, I'm not at any point in this journey that I'm starting am I holding myself out there as the gold standard. By no means am I saying that, but what I am saying is I have a hand, and I'm willing to reach out and give that hand to somebody who needs a hand up. Or I have a shoulder, and if somebody's out there that needs a shoulder for support, or a shoulder to cry on, which I think we as men have been taught to shy away from, but if somebody's out there that needs a shoulder to cry on, like, that's what I want to offer. And there's going to be occasionally times, I'm sure, when I am going to be that person in need, and I will probably be the one reaching out. So, like, I think that's why it's beneficial to have a community that is based on no judgment, a community that is there not to condemn, but to console, to teach, to learn, to help guide, to provide counsel, and to help us as men strive to be excellent dads. So whatever this becomes, that's the basis for it. So we'll see where it goes from here. These initial videos are going to be pretty rough cut. I don't have very much as far as like editing software or anything like that goes. I've got some stuff available to me, but I also want it to be very authentic. I want to hold myself out there as much as possible, just like, this is who I am, this is what you're getting, just so you can see my heart in all this. I don't want it to be overproduced. I don't want it to have too much glitz and glamour at the start. That may come, not because I think glitz and glamour is a good thing, but like, as I learn how to produce things more thoroughly and more efficiently, I hope to add to the production value and make it look more professional. But initially, all you're gonna get is me in videos talking about things that are on my mind. So with that said, like, I'm gonna put myself out there quite a bit. I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm going to be protective of some things. Like, I may share like vague instances. Like, I don't want to endanger my family's privacy or anything like that. I won't go too far into that, but I will make myself vulnerable and talk about what I think some of my failures are and stuff like that. But going forward, I just want this to be a community of support for dads and helping dads to become excellent. And I want to reach out to dads that I feel, I'm going to reiterate this, reach out to dads that I feel are doing well, and try to do interviews with them and see what nuggets of wisdom we can take from them to make this more beneficial to us as a community. And I'm saying us now because even though I'm the only one here, I believe this will become beneficial to more and more people. So until the next video, I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. But to all the prototype dads out there, hang in there, keep trying, keep engaging your children, keep striving for excellence, and just be the best dad that you can be every day. And I don't believe you'll fail. So hang tough and stay strong.